Hello everyone and welcome to this week's weekly wear where my skin is doing pretty good at the moment, so I feel confident enough to try out a skin tint. I have got the what I thought was new, but apparently it's not. Iconic London Super Smoother Blurring Skin Tint. This is $32 for 1.01 fluid ounces of product. Like I said, I thought, I don't know, it might be one of those things where, no, because it would say in the shades if a shade was new. I thought this was in the new section of Sephora, okay? Clearly I was wrong. But we're going to test it out anyways. And here are the shades. There's only 18 shades, so not the greatest. But looking at the arm swatches, it looks okay for 18 shades. Obviously, on both ends of the spectrum, we're definitely missing out. And the shades in the middle and just all around look pretty yellowy orange. They look quite warm. So for people like me who are neutral and for people who have cooler skin tones, this might be a problem. We'll see. But we do have all of these things. Vegan and cruelty free. Love to see it. There's no parabens. It's going to have a light coverage and a satin finish. It's going to be lightweight and ultra hydrating. Great for the less hydrating months of the year, you know, where the air doesn't have as much moisture in it. Yeah, we're going into winter here. At least we're about to get maybe snow at the end of the week when I'm filming this here in Minnesota. But yeah, oh, they now changed the finish. It's now a satin matte, but it's gonna have up to 12 hours of wear. It has these highlighted ingredients in it to help moisturize the skin and keep the skin healthy, allegedly. And this is supposed to bridge the gap between skincare and makeup. Now they're also changing it to light to medium coverage. Gives an airbrush effect, your skin but better results. Gonna blend seamlessly, blur the pores, and get rid of dark spots and uneven texture. And to use, pretty dense text here for usage. Let's see, you can use a brush, sponge, or your fingers. You can layer this so you can build it up for coverage. And then also they're selling more of their products in there. So I am excited to test this out. Like I said, I got the shade Neutral Light, so hopefully this will work at least okay for me. The reviews are great. I mean, it's got 5 stars. Just about. There's the tiniest little nick off of one of the stars in the rating. So almost 5 stars. I could have sworn I had tried this before, but I tried their foundation. I searched my page. I couldn't find it, so we're gonna test it. And like I said, I'm excited to do so. So I'm assuming shake it up would be a good idea. It comes in a squeezy rectangular bottle, it looks like, and my skin should be ready to go. No primer on day 1 of testing. Here's what we're working with. I mean, obviously my skin is not perfect at the moment, but like I said, for the most part it is doing okay. Just some healing blemishes and whatnot, the usual dark spots, but I have washed and moisturized my skin and I am ready to give this skin tint a try. So let's do just that. Yes, here we go. There's the bottle, exactly how I expected it to look. The product just can't wait to get on my face. It is coming out of there on its own. So let's go ahead and put a few globs of this on. Hopefully that's a good amount. I don't know, it might have been too much, but we're gonna give it a try here. Okay, that is turning slightly matte almost instantly. So definitely understand why they added the matte portion to the satin portion. This is looking a little orange on me, a little yellow for sure, but let's see if we can get this to at least look decent. Doesn't look like it's giving a ton of coverage or anything. I suppose it's mainly just evening out my complexion, maybe taking away some redness. Certainly made my skin look soft and smooth, but you can certainly still see blemishes and whatnot peeking through on that side. Now let's go ahead and try with a sponge. See if this affects things. Alright, actually pretty similar looks on both sides of my face. I think it's having the most trouble just blending into my nose pores. It's not atrocious or anything, but I do want to go ahead and see if I can build this up a little bit since it did say it was layerable. You can still see some little blemishes peeking through, as I said. So I'm just going to add a little bit more on top in the middle of my face and then just kind of blend it outwards where I feel like I need it or want it. And there we go. I definitely feel like I was able to build it up to get a light medium coverage like they promised. I think, as I said, it's a little yellow on my skin, but overall I think with the rest of my makeup I'm gonna get it to look just fine. I was able to blend into my nose pores a little better with that second layer, and just overall I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, definitely that satin matte finish. I think it looks nice and soft on the skin overall, so I'm perfectly happy and okay with it. I am excited to test this out today. Feels lightweight so far, but we shall see with wear, and we shall see together. So I'll show you the results at the end of the night. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone, good evening, end of the night here on day one, and I have got results for you all. Results that, from far away, look pretty darn good, but upon closer inspection, not so much. We have a multitude of concerns and problems here. The main thing probably being my eyeballs. So like, let's just ignore mascara, eyeshadow, all of that. My eyes have been having a day, and the makeup that's on my eyes is not meant for me. I am learning. And with the foundation, the skin tint, it looks okay, like I said. However, it has certainly come off on and around my nostrils. That's mainly where it came off, actually. My forehead and stuff looks fine, but like I said, it has certainly wiped off. It is super cracked, like around my mouth, in my mouth lines, cheek lines, whatever you're gonna want to call them. Just overall not looking the greatest, like I said, upon up close inspection and really detailed inspection. However, like I said, from far away it doesn't look awful. It hasn't felt awful all day. It has felt mostly lightweight, except when I get a little heated, in which case it feels like it's about to wipe off, and that apparently was the case. But I am hopeful that with primers and whatnot, I can make this stuff maybe at least work a little better. I'm gonna give it a shot. So if you want to stick around for those results, I will have them for you in just a second here. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone, good evening. It's the end of the night here on day 3 of testing, and I have got those results that I promised you all. So let me show and tell you them. On day 2, I went ahead and I used my Smashbox Hydrating Primer as well as my Milk Flex Concealer, and then a brush and a sponge to apply. I dripped it everywhere. This is such a drippy foundation. I got it all over my sweatshirt. Sad, but that's life, I guess. And all in all, once I figured out how to not drip all over myself like an infant, I was able to blend the foundation, the skin tint, into the skin with a brush and a sponge, like I said, blended just fine and gave light coverage. I used the Milk Concealer on top of the tinted moisturizer to cover blemishes and spots, and it looked good, albeit it's a bit orange. A bit orange for sure. But overall, I thought everything looked good and fine on my skin. So I went ahead and wore it for the day. It felt light all day, but I really was not doing anything strenuous yesterday. It was a very light day of living. I was just working and just hanging out, playing with the cats, relaxing, that kind of stuff. I got a little bit oily later on, but throughout the day, even when I was getting oily, I was just noticing oil on my fingers and not foundation, so that's good. Or at least it made me feel good. And at the end of the night, I thought things looked perfectly nice and fine. I had an oily nose and forehead, but there was a graceful fade overall, and there was almost no wipe off with my finger. That was very surprising. surprising and exciting to see. So for day 3 here, I went ahead and tried with a different primer. I used my Skin Ink primer and a different concealer. I used my Too Faced Full Coverage Concealer just to see if I could get a different look out of things. And I think I was, you know, a little bit more matte overall, but overall things applied and blended nicely, worked together well. I had no complaints with the initial application and whatnot, except for the fact that the shade is a bit orange for sure. And throughout the day here of wear, it has been another lightweight kind of a day. Just getting chores done, getting work done, that sort of stuff. Just basically nothing super strenuous. You know, I haven't gotten overtly sweaty or anything at any point of the day. However, I have gotten oily for sure, and thankfully throughout the day, once again, I was just noticing oils come off on my fingers whenever I touch my face. So that's at least reassuring, I think is the word I'm looking for. And at the end of the night, you know, yeah, I would say so. It looks mostly good overall, definitely shiny overall, definitely faded in some areas, you know, around my nose and chin where it tends to, but overall it looks like it faded gracefully, and I think overall it looks just fine. Bit orange, but just fine. So I'm kind of on the fence with this one, but I guess I'm leaning more towards a no just because I have other tinted moisturizers I like better. But that being said, I haven't experienced anything so horrific here that I wouldn't recommend this to people or say give it a try, you know, maybe. Look at my pros and cons. Let me show you those so you can maybe get a little better of an idea. For the pros, certainly easy enough application as long as you're careful not to drip this on yourself like I did yesterday. It is very drippy and liquidy. You've been forewarned. It does have a semi-natural finish on the skin. It's mostly natural, but still a bit skin tint foundation-y looking. It's not crazy. It's just not the most natural. There are more natural looking ones out there. And throughout wear, it is perfectly lightweight. So these are all good things. However, there are cons involved. I do think that not only does this particular shade start off as a bit orange, but it also does oxidize a little bit throughout the day. I think it looks more orange at the end of the night here, at least in person. It also, if you have oily skin, it does feel slippery with your oils. Like right now, it makes me nervous to touch my face because it feels like this is just gonna slip and wipe straight off. And also it can gather kind of strange with your oils. Not really bad. Like I said, I think the fade is mostly graceful here, but like mainly around my nose. I feel like it gathers around the center of my nose a little bit. I don't know. And maybe cracks a little around my mouth. It's not horrible, but I have noticed these things, and I think it might be due to my oils. I'm not sure. So mainly, this might just not be for oily people. So I think that might be my final verdict. This just isn't probably for oily people. Or at least there are better things for oily people out there. Overall, a perfectly fine product, I think. But also overall, not going to be something I'm grabbing for in the future. So, as always, I hope this review was helpful for you guys in seeing how this skin tint worked on me. Certainly, you can let me and the rest of the Casserole fam know in the comments down below how the product worked for you, what your skin type is, all that good stuff. Also, any future recommendations you would like me to try here on my channel or see me test here on my channel. I love getting that feedback from you guys. You can also let me know if you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, whatever the case may be, by giving it a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe. You can tippity tap the notification bell down below and become a member of my Casserole family here on my channel. I would love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!